Okay, welcome back to Trucking the Seven Seas. This is episode number 38, and in this episode, we're going to go over week 8 of the Night Transportation Lease Operator Program. We stay on the West Coast this week, and then after the week is over, we take some time off for Christmas. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I started this channel in order to show exactly what truck drivers make. I started as a company driver for Night Transportation, and now we moved on to a lease operator. Every week, I show what loads I take, what my expenses were, what my revenue was, and I compile all of this information and I put it into a spreadsheet that I share with you at the end of every video. So if this is a topic that interests you, follow the channel. But last episode, we left off in Las Vegas, Nevada. We were doing a reset, and then after we got done with the reset, we got dispatched on another load going to Salt Lake City. However, on the way to Salt Lake City, we got pulled into the port of entry in Utah. So we got pulled in, and I didn't start filming right away, so the inspector came up, and he just gave his whole spiel about, hi, I'm so-and-so, and this is going to be a level 1 inspection. I handed over my registration and sent him my logs, and we did the blinkers and whatnot, things like on the dashboard. And then after that, he went down below, and he started to inspect my brakes, and that's where that's when I started filming. So we're going to start off in the inspection lane in Utah, and he's going to be inspecting my brakes down below. Let's do it. Level 1 inspection. Sweet. I didn't have places to be anyway. I can't hear you with the guy revving next to me. You gotta speak louder. Say again. Say again. Push the buttons in on my dash.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, I
Right
couldn't
there
hear
on
you.
the dash, push both those in.
Oh, the.
Thank you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
That's okay. Release. Very good. Okay, sir, go ahead and put your key back in the on position. What is your air pressure once the gauge is low?
52, 3, 4, 5, something.
Give me 2 more pumps of your brake pedal. Good. Jerk your key off, grab your glove, step on out. Need you to disconnect. Okay, perfect. You can now hook them both back up. Set your brakes, Chief.
These guys don't know I'm going to put them on YouTube.
Here's all your information back. I'd like to show you the violations that I discovered. You can step out.
Yeah. Okay, so I had 3 minor ones. The ABS light didn't turn on when I cycled it, and then he said chafing on some of the air hoses. One was on the trailer, which I was never really going to catch, and then one was on my cab, which I thought was a little petty. Oh well. Anyways, picked up this load in Vegas, and now we're going to Salt Lake City. Let's go. Okay, so we dropped the load out in Grantsville, Utah yesterday. Then we got dispatched on another one picking up in Salt Lake City and headed back to Las Vegas. So we picked it up, and as we were inspecting the trailer, yeah, blown tire. So we're gonna have to take it to the shop, which is just down the road, the Night Transportation Las Vegas Terminal, or Salt Lake shop, and get that repaired. Let's go. Okay, so after we got their tire replaced, we then went to Las Vegas, Nevada, and then after we dropped the load in Las Vegas, Nevada, we got dispatched on another one picking up in Las Vegas, Nevada, and headed to Sparks, Nevada, which is Reno. Let's go. Okay, dropped the load in Reno, Nevada, then got dispatched on another one picking up in Reno, Nevada, and going to Patterson, California. Let's go. Okay, so after we delivered the Patterson, California load, we then got dispatched on another load picking up in Lodi, California, and headed right back to Reno. And then after we're in Reno, we're going to take time off for Christmas. So because of that, the Reno load will be the last load on this paycheck. So it's spreadsheet time. For week 8, we did 5 loads, and in those 5 loads, we got 1,784 miles. We were paid a total of $3,237 for an average of $1.81 per mile. We also had a stop right here. So on the Las Vegas load right here, there was an extra stop. So because we had an extra stop, we got paid $37 for it. We fueled up 5 times, and in those 5 times, we paid $1,473 for an average of 83 cents per mile. There were no maintenance expenses this week. Other expenses, fuel tax, $188, MRP, $89, Qualcomm, $13, bobtail, $692, physical damage, $69, occupational accident policy, $34, permits, $42, pre-pass, $350, truck payment, $450, scale twice for $27, fuel mile tax, $53.52, lease security deposit, $100, and we got a refund for our fuel tax for $194, giving us a total of $883 for an average of 50 cents per mile. Now, I'm not sure why we got charged a fuel tax and then we got a fuel tax refund for almost the exact same price. I need to ask some questions about that, and I have yet to do so. But yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know what's with this, why we got the fuel tax and then we just got a refund for like the same amount. So I'm not sure what's with that, but there it is. Total expenses were $2,356 for an average of $1.32 per mile. Revenue was $3,237 for an average of $1.81 per mile. That brings our overall net settlement to $880 for an average of 49 cents per mile. So lease total since starting the program, total expenses were $18,964 for an average of $1.04 per mile. That is my cost per mile right there. Total revenue was $32,041 for an average of $1.76 per mile. Net cash flow was $13,076 for an average of 72 cents per mile. If I had been a company driver during this period, I would have made $9,855 for an average of 54 cents per mile. And if you were an owner-operator who owned a truck outright, you would have made $16,376 for an average of 90 cents per mile. Averages and other information. Average weekly paycheck is $1,634. We are averaging 2,281 miles per week. Total fuel costs were $10,404 for an average of 57 cents per mile. Total maintenance costs $1,988 for an average of 11 cents per mile. If we kept this up for a 52-week period, we'd get $84,995 and we'd get a total of 118,000 miles. We've been employed 56 days, which is 8 weeks, taken 10 days off, had 46 days on duty, taken 33 total loads, and the average load length is 553 miles. Okay, right over here you can see the company paycheck slash settlement versus lease paycheck slash settlement. This just shows sort of the volatility of your paychecks. So you'll notice that the lease operator pay tends to be higher and lower in some instances and way higher in some instances, whereas the blue line, which is company pay, tends to be slightly more stable. So I thought that was an interesting note there, and I thought this graph would kind of display how much more volatile the pay for a lease operator or an owner operator would be versus a company driver. And below that, this graph right here shows total company pay versus total lease pay. So as you can see, lease is currently paying a little bit more than a company driver, but not that much more. So I mean, this just sort of shows it in a visual sense. It says it up here as well. So a lease operator made $13,000, and if I was a company driver, I would have made just shy of 10. And that's what this shows right here, but it shows it on a weekly basis, and I just thought that was useful. So it shows every single week how much I would have made in aggregate, and just shows overall how much more or less you make as a lease operator versus a company driver. So thought that was a useful graph there. Okay, yeah, so there's week 8. Pretty slow week. We took time off for Christmas, and yeah, that's obviously going to affect things. So only got about 1,700 miles this week, and yeah, next week could be kind of similar because the time I took off, it was both on this week and next week. So I can tell you the next week afterward is going to look pretty similar to this one. Not great. So just a note there. But that'll do it for this episode. If you are interested in truck driving, there's a link in the pinned comment down below. Just click that link, fill out your information, and a driver recruiter will get a hold of you. And if you are interested in this spreadsheet or any of the other spreadsheets I've done in the past, they are available in the About section down below. You can open them up, download them, and then after you download them, you can edit them and use them however you want. And feel free to do so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.